My name is Mike Jimenez, and this is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from San Antonio, Texas. It is Friday, September 15th. It is game day, baby, for the UTSA Roadrunners. Again, my name is Mike Jimenez. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Twitter, YouTube. Where else are we live? We're live on all
Facebook,
sorts of the
everywhere,
Facebook.
man.
You know, we're
everywhere.
We're also available on podcasts on the Apple format, on iHeart, on Spotify, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, all the major podcasting platforms. You know what we're gonna have to do?
We're big league.
Yeah, you know what we're gonna have to do one time on a Friday if they have another game on a Friday or a Saturday.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to do a live show from a UTSA tailgate, man.
You know what? This would be the one to do because I'm going to be showing up in a trench coat and a hat, just dodging people, just going around, going, you know, nothing to see here. Please disperse. Nothing to see.
But you know they gave you your new nickname already, Skip Menace.
Yeah, I hear that, you know, and I don't backtrack from what I said about the UTSA game last weekend, okay, when they were out there playing Texas State, 49,000 plus people out there, and it was quiet as F, dude. It was super quiet. Now, again, as I've said before, the student section brings it. The student section is loud. But anything outside of the student section and outside of the bands, dude, crickets, absolute crickets. And no one can tell me any different. No one can. But today, UTSA is taking on Army. It's a nationally televised game on ESPN. Kickoff just after 6 p.m. I'm expecting the crowd to be smaller but louder. I'm going to tell you why. Because Army's here. Where do we got Army? We've got Fort Sam Houston. We've got Camp Bullis. You know they're going to be bussing people all the way to the Alamo Dome. Ain't that far away from Fort Sam Houston, BAMC area, or SAMC, whatever they call it these days. They're going to be loud, okay? And you got all those ROTC types. And, yes, I love that one right there. Scrolled it down. Valerie Ramos posted the one of me being like that guy from Mean Girls. She doesn't even go here. You know, just hiding there with glasses and a hoodie on.
That one.
Absolutely love it. But, man, it is a great day today. It's the end of the work week. I'm going to have a good time. I'm not going to get as drunk as I did last weekend.
Thank God.
The reason is because I've got stuff to do. I got to pick up my kids first before I go out to the tailgate. So I'm not going to get to the tailgate till about 4:30 or so, which only gives me about an hour ramp-up time before kickoff, right? So.
Yeah.
My friend Alex has already sent me photos of the Jell-O shots that he has made.
No.
All the fireball shots and all the beer that he has. So I think that in that hour span between 4:30 and 5:30, I'll be in section B3. So if you want to come flick me off or throw me the finger or throw me a shot, B3 is where I'm going to be at. You know why? Because I'm afraid of you.
I'm not afraid.
Like House of Pain was going to do something. One of my favorite lines from the movie Swingers. You know, when he goes, I had to step up, man. We got to keep our rep. House of Pain was going to do something. No one's going to fight. No one's going to fight. And if they do, guess what? I'm intimidating. It is what it is. We are live right now on YouTube, and you can leave a comment, 2, 3, 4, or 5. We'd be happy to read them if they're any good. But again, it is game day. We'll talk a little bit more about the game because rumor has it Frank Harris might not play.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I said that is facts because they've been very, 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 very top secret with, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? And they're like, now it's all the way down to he's a game day or game time decision.
Yes. You know what? I do want to talk about UTSA up top, but here's what we're going to get into. We're going to get into the UTSA game. No Frank Harris potentially. The Eagles, Thursday Night Football, 2-0 after beating Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to preview the Dallas Cowboys New York Jets game, which is Sunday afternoon. And speaking of the Cowboys, did you see a former Dallas Cowboys star repping the silver and black, wearing a San Antonio Spurs jersey? Thought that was pretty cool. In entertainment news, we're going to get into the fact that Ocean's 11 kind of came into life, real life. The MGM casinos over there are under a cyber attack, and they've been shut down for nearly a week. And now the weekend crowd's getting there. They're being held up for ransom.
They showed video of one of the people, I guess the patrons, that was trying to check in to one of the hotels, and just the line to check in is insane.
They can't even close the blinds, electronic blinds, because the whole place has been hacked. absolutely ridiculous in the amount of money that is wanted. And also, we'll talk about entertainment news because, I have an affinity for music that a lot of people think is not so manly. Okay. I am a Swiftie. I'll admit it. Okay. I am a Swiftie, and guys have come around to Taylor Swift. But the thing about it is this: a boy band from the 90s and early 2000s. And I'm not talking about just any boy band. I'm talking about the boy band of the 90s looks to be making a comeback. Is a reunion tour upon us? And if so, would you go? And if so, how big of a deal would this be?
Man, I tell you right off the bat, dude, I ain't never going to go pay money to go see no boy bands, bro.
Dude.
Ever.
I believe this weekend. Isn't Color Me Bad in town this weekend?
I was like, again,
dream
bro.
On, dream away.
No, man. With that one brother, though, man, he had that woman's haircut, man.
Oh, the one that looked like George Michael?
That was like the little dude. He was the smallest one in the group, man. I'm like, dude, bro, come on.
Every guy out there loves I Adore Mia Moore. I don't care how tough you are. I adore. And then that guy would just bust out with like, dude, the George Michael looking guy speaks Spanish. How about that? We all have a little bit of boy band. I don't care. I don't care if it's the Jackson 5. I don't care if it's Boys to Men. I don't care if it's New Edition, NKOTB, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC. We like a little bit of it.
Man, I bet you were getting down to some 98 degrees back in the day, dude.
Dude.
Nick Lachey.
Yes, baby.
Bro.
No. Nick Lachey brought it for a few songs, dude. He had Jessica Simpson in her prime, dude. That is... You know what? Well, maybe we'll pay honor to Jessica Simpson because we don't have a Frisky Friday topic there. But Jessica Simpson, what's it called? John Mayer one time referred to her as sexual napalm.
Yeah,
that's the greatest nickname or adjective of all time because you look at her and to quote the movie Office Space, you look at her sometimes and you just go, she's the kind of girl that looks like she. Check out the press exam on Channel 8.
There you go.
Look at that, man. Hey, we're having a great time today. I almost missed this show because I'm calling you on the way over here saying,
yeah,
dude, I know I sometimes get there 6 or 7 minutes before the show starts, but it's going to be 30 seconds today.
Yeah.
The traffic on Petrenko was a nightmare. And then I had to get gas because I was down to 11 miles. And I had to get gas, and I couldn't get out of the HEB parking lot. And
Jeez.
Why is it that when you go to HEB to get gas, why is it that you can't just get gas? You have to sit there and have a conversation with the keypad and the monitor that's there. That's like, do you want to add a fuel additive? Do you want a car wash? Do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want this? Do you want a receipt? Just give me my freaking gas already, man.
See, that's where you messed up, man. You don't go to HEB to put
gas.
I
rarely do. I'm a QT guy.
Yeah.
I'm a QT and Costco guy. But anyway, we have lots going on over here. Lots of comments coming in already. Jonathan Seavich is out and says, I can picture Jimenez practicing being Bobby Brown in the mirror. You know, Bobby Brown, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, Ralph, and Johnny, Word to Your Mother.
Yeah.
New Edition. That is a great story, by the way. The fact that all of them, Johnny Gill, Ralph Tresvant, Belle Biv DeVoe, Bobby Brown, all were stars on their own, dude. That is the ultimate of the boy bands. The ultimate of it all.
Oh, I did see that, Tim Gonzalez. I was watching Coach Prime Time today on ESPN. He came out on the First Take.
He was on First Take. He's also on Homeboy with the black
Pat McAfee.
Dude, Pat McAfee called Stephen A. Smith a Cowboys hating asshole today.
Yeah, they even say when he's starting the show, a disclaimer comes out.
It wasn't on his show. It was on First Take.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different though. But on his show, they have a disclaimer that says there will be some cuss words dropped.
And they said they're gonna try to keep it to a minimum. Some people reached out to me and said that ESPN has said no F-bombs, but that some have been dropped. We can cuss here because we're on YouTube.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck, dude. We say whatever we want.
We don't give a damn. Yeah. No, but I found it interesting. Pat McAfee, dude, he is the shot in the arm that ESPN needed. I don't know if he's worth, all the talent that they lost because they had to pay for his contract somehow. But what he is doing on ESPN is magical. You know, you talk about like, what's that movie, Spinal Tap, where you go from the amp from 10 to 11, turn it up.
Yeah.
He's done the opposite. He's gone from 10 to 8, 10 to 9. And because of that, it's more enjoyable. It's available to more people. It turns more people on. It doesn't repulse as many people, because if he was doing the shtick that he was doing
raunchy
3 months ago, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But on ESPN, he's toned it down just enough that it's palatable. You can actually enjoy this guy.
It's funny how money does that to you.
But dude, the way that he interacts with Adam Schefter, the way that he interacts with Stephen A. Smith, with Molly Qerim, with all the other people, Greeny and all them, dude, I didn't realize Pat McAfee was so versatile in what he did. What he does. He will be, in about a year from now, bigger than Stephen A. Smith.
I got no doubt in that. And not only that, but the dude also comes in out on WWE. He's a wrestler as well.
Yeah.
He comes out in the ring. He wrestles.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he got a stunner by Stone Cold. He puts that in the intro of his show.
Does,
you know, he likes to have fun with it, dude. So it's good to see him. He was an athlete, of course, you know, but very versatile, got some personality, got some charisma. He had Coach Prime on his show earlier today. I caught that. And he gave him a belt buckle.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, I'm going to gift you this. And he had the box. It said Prime. And when he opened it, it said Believe. And it was a gold belt buckle, gold and silver. And it had a buffalo on it. And Coach Prime was like, he was all ecstatic, dude. He can't wait to wear it, man.
Now, let me ask you this. By the way, this show has already gone off the rails because, you know, we had a somewhat of a template of what we want to talk about, but screw it. Let's throw it out because
it's Friday, dude.
You mentioned Deion Sanders.
Yeah. Prime time.
Have you talked this week about what Colorado State's coach said
about
him? Okay. So Jay Norville. So Colorado's playing Colorado State this weekend, right? So it's a big deal there in Colorado. And Jay Norville got pissed off about Deion Sanders. And he criticized him by saying that he's not a grown-up because Deion Sanders shows up to press conferences wearing sunglasses and a baseball hat.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of the movie Major League. We wear caps and sleeves at this level. That's what it reminded me of. I'm like, dude, shut up. Now, I don't think wearing a hat is disrespectful.
No.
Wearing sunglasses.
It's a vibe, bro. Not everyone can pull it off, man.
Not everybody can pull it off, but I think that's the problem with it. I think that there's something to be said about take off your freaking sunglasses because you're addressing a room of people. But there's a handful of people, Deion Sanders being one of them, that have the clout and the cachet and the bona fides to say, screw all of you guys. Not only was I a great college football player, not only am I a Hall of Famer, not only did I have a very good baseball career, not only did am I one of the greatest at my position of all time in the NFL.
Yeah.
And not only did I win Super Bowls, but I'm a badass who coached high school, went to an HBCU, built up a program, and now I'm over here at Colorado, undefeated, knocking out TCU, who was in the national championship game on the road. Us favored to lose by 4 touchdowns, and we went over there and kicked their ass. And then we beat Nebraska, and now they're playing their state rival in Colorado State. Dude, Vegas is taking a bath right now because so many people want to bet for Colorado, and Colorado keeps covering the spread. And Deion Sanders is a breath of fresh air, and he comes out to his press conferences wearing the glasses and wearing the hat.
He wears a cowboy hat too. He don't give a shit, dude.
Yeah, and he's going out there going, they just don't like it that we have a black coaching staff.
True enough.
And you know what? There is something to be said about that.
Man, this is what I got to tell you, man.
Because if it was, what's that guy from New Braunfels, that Cliff Kingsbury?
Yeah.
If Cliff Kingsbury went up to a podium and was in college again, he was wearing sunglasses and a hat, no one would give him shit. But because it's Deion, there is a belief that old people understand a sport, and no one likes it when it's done differently. Yeah. Look at what's going on with various basketball teams over the years. I mean, even recently, there was an article done this week talking about how the Buffalo Bills general manager might have said something out of line, and that Jerry Jones might have said the same thing because of the Black Lives Matter protests. And I look at Jerry Jones and I think to myself, Jerry Jones, this is your toy. You make it sound like you know what the fuck you're talking about as a football man. And do you think Stephen Jones is the most educated person to have that particular position? No, they're effing rich. They bought the team. That is daddy's team. That is nepotism right there. And that's why the Cowboys suck, okay, over the last 30 years, right? Since 1996, 1997. Since One Sweet Day was number one. That was the song that was number one the day the Cowboys
won. Sweet day.
They won their last Super Bowl. But there is an anger and animosity towards a Deion Sanders because you're getting the casuals to like them. You're going to have people who suddenly get excited about college football, who suddenly have a Sancha team in the Colorado Buffaloes, the team that you cheered for plus the other team. And it reminds me a little bit of the Michigan Wolverines and the Fab Five.
Yeah.
Remember when no one gave a crap about Michigan basketball, but then 1991, 92 rolled around and suddenly everybody was either a UNLV, a Duke, or a Michigan fan?
Yeah, because Michigan played with that I don't give a shit attitude.
Yeah, they had the baggy shorts.
Yeah.
And they had swagger on the court, and they were very athletic, and they did fancy passes. And then you look at UNLV with Grandmama and all of that stuff, and UNLV was coming in, Tarkanian, chomping the towel.
Yeah.
And then you have Duke, who everyone hated Christian Laettner because they thought that he was some preppy because he looked like a 6'11" Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
But the guy was actually a middle-class guy. He wasn't an elitist, but he just looked like it because he had the model looks,
the chiseled look,
and it was so great. But that's the thing, is that back then we started vibing with these teams, and people now are vibing with the Colorado Buffaloes.
And I'm gonna tell you why though they like Prime so much, man. Because anytime you got a minority that comes out and gets as much attention as somebody like Deion Sanders, who has the charisma. He just brings it, dude. He comes in and he's making everybody laugh. Everybody loves Deion, I mean, how can you not love the man? He comes in and he just changes the dynamic of everything you got going. And if you hated him before he came in there, once he starts talking to you, you become a fan,
on top of that, first of all, Deion Sanders, you walk in there, and how many college football coaches have this as their resume? Two-time Super Bowl champion, NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 6-time All-Pro, 2-time second-team All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler, NFL kickoff return yards leader, the 1990s All-Decade Team, the NFL 100th Anniversary All-Time Team, the All-Rookie Team, the Atlanta Falcons Ring of Honor, and that is just in the NFL. That's not talking about what he did at Florida State. It's not talking about what he did at Prime Prep Academy as a coach over there in Trinity Christian School in Jackson State. I think they hate him because he worked his way to the top.
Yeah.
And there are so many people who just idolize the Elon Musks of the world.
They wanted
who are born into money.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? There are other people like a Mark Zuckerberg, for example, who built something and built it to the top.
Yeah.
And Deion Sanders, it's jealousy. And it's because now he used the transfer portal so prolifically, 70 some odd new recruits coming on in. Why? Because they wanted to be around Deion.
Yeah. And
now he's a lightning rod because now he's not just getting these 3-star athletes. He's getting these athletes who are looking around going, I'm a defensive back. I'm a shutdown corner. Why wouldn't I want to play with Deion Sanders? Why wouldn't I want to go there? And the fact of the matter is that when Deion Sanders was hired at Colorado from Jackson State, a lot of people were like, no, why go there? They only had one win. Why go there? Why? And I kept on saying, I remember saying this on my old show, There are only so many Power 5 positions available. Only so many Power 5 schools available. And if you're an African-American head coach and you're given that opportunity to go over there, you go and take it. It doesn't matter if that Power 5 opportunity is Arizona State or if it's Kansas State or Texas Tech or wherever. If it's Power 5, you go.
Yeah.
You go. And he's gone over there. And not only that, his son is now the star quarterback over there. And it shows he was able to take that Jackson State and go, okay, we're going from 15,000 people to 100,000 people. No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal. Dude, the animosity towards Deion Sanders is pretty rough, man.
Did you see what he did? I don't know if you saw it on ESPN's First Take this morning, but when he was talking, right before he leaves that table, he knows he's got a perfect opportunity, right, to go ahead and put his name out there for any recruits that want to talk to him. And he said, he leans over the table and he's talking to Molly because she's ending the show right there. And he's like, wait, let them know that they can reach out to me. I'm very accessible.
Yeah.
Any new recruits any recruits out there that are looking to come over here, reach out to Deion.
Yeah.
I said, man, I fucking love that. But that's why they don't want minorities, in professional sports, because anytime you have minorities, either it's going to be an owner, it could be a coach, somebody that has a prominent position, whether it be an African American, whether it be a Latino, it's going to be lit. And you know what? They don't like that because we don't conform to the normality that everybody else wants us to conform to.
Think about the Brian Flores lawsuit for the Miami Dolphins, where he was saying that so many coaches in the NFL that are minorities were hired simply to fail because they got their hire. It was a tank season. And they got rid of him.
Because they hire him because they want us to be a scapegoat for their nonsense.
Romeo Crennel, all of those types of head coaches. I think the thing with Deion Sanders is that he's so exciting, and he is somebody that everybody respects from a player standpoint.
He's one of the best athletes that ever played the game.
Every single player who is an athlete can actually go in there, who's 18 years old, 17 years old, 4-star, 5-star athlete, can go onto YouTube, type in Deion Sanders highlights, and go, holy shit.
That's why it was called prime time.
That guy was good.
Not only did he play...
He ran a 4.21, if I'm not mistaken. Prime time. I mean...
He played NFL football and baseball, professional baseball.
In the same year. Same day, I believe, at one point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's so great to see what Deion Sanders is doing over there. He's upending things, but I don't think it's an African-American thing. I think he's special in what he is because he has that brain in him, that brain and the charisma in him. But then, you start thinking about other coaching, like Eric Bieniemy, formerly of Kansas City, was not given a head coaching position. And everyone always says, well, it's because he interviews poorly. Well, okay. But like the two coordinators of the Eagles who lost in the Super Bowl got head coaching positions.
Yeah.
But Eric Bieniemy is somebody who kind of just goes from team to team to team. And what happens when he leaves? Kansas City is suddenly not as good as what they used to be. But now he's over with the Washington Commanders, and the Commanders now 1-0 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy wins wherever he goes. But Paul Cantu asks us the question on YouTube, and it's one of the hardest questions I've ever had to answer. Who was better, Deion or Bo Jackson?
I got to say flat out, man, just me being honest, being able to see both of these players play, because I'm of a certain age, let's be honest. But when I compare them as athletes, I got to say, man, Deion Sanders is a superior athlete in my eyes. Bo Jackson, again, he played both professional football and baseball. He used to play for the Kansas City Royals. And I watched the game, as I was telling everybody, where I saw him run across the freaking fence to catch a ball. And I was like, well, damn.
Like 4 steps up there.
Yeah.
The best play he ever had in baseball was when he threw out Harold Reynolds, who was a fast runner. And he threw him out. And it was such bad photography, camera action there. But he had the ball at the warning track. And he threw him out at home. The ball didn't bounce.
Yeah.
It was a line drive that went 340 feet. Insane. I think that I think that Bo Jackson was the better baseball player, but the better football player was Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that they were bad at the other sports. Deion was a good baseball player, and Bo Jackson was a very good football player. But I mean, dude, Deion was like one of the best of all time at his position. But Bo was something so special, and it's just one of those things where that's probably one of the biggest what ifs in sports.
Yeah.
What if he didn't get hurt?
Yeah, to get that hip pointer, man. I saw that game too. I saw him go down when he was playing with the Raiders, man.
Yeah.
Broke my heart, dude. I was like, no, not Bo.
Dude, that backfield had Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen. Good
That's
Lord.
nasty, dude.
Good Lord. That is bad. But, man, good times, man. Bo Jackson ended Brian Bosworth's career is what Jonathan says.
Yeah.
Because Brian Bosworth didn't have balls by the end of that play when Bo went over him at the end at the goal line.
Rolled his ass over, man.
Yeah, that is fantastic. That is fantastic.
Hey, man, well, we got to talk too about the Vikings, man, and the Eagles game, because our good friend, Big Papi, Brandon Medina, man, making some bold statements before this game. And he was like, hey, man, the Vikings are going to win this one.
Yeah.
But they didn't, man. You got to pour some out for the brother, because now his team is 0-2 to start the year.
Yeah, so not to quote Sarah McLachlan or sing like her, but in the arms of the angel.
I wanted to play that Deion Sanders song.
Away from here. Because that season, if you are 0-2, you may as well call your season over at that point. Because I was looking back at stats on Yahoo Sports and CBS Sports.
Yeah.
And they went back in time and they said that if your team starts 2-0, you have a 62% chance of making the playoffs. So the Cowboys 1-0, they beat the Jets this weekend. They'll be 2-0. Historically, a 62% chance of making the playoffs. My team, the New Orleans Saints, they beat the Titans in week 1.
Yeah.
They've got Carolina Panthers on Monday Night Football. We have a really good chance of going 2-0 at this point. So what happens if you go 0-2? The odds are you do not make the playoffs because only 9%, it's like 9.5% of teams actually make the playoffs if they go 0-2. And someone was reaching out to me the other day on Twitter when I mentioned that, and they said, well, what about the 94 Cowboys? I'm like, the 94 Cowboys don't count, man, because Emmitt Smith had held out. That's why they were 0-2. They weren't 0-2 because they suck. But look at some of these teams right now that can go 0-2. Buffalo Bills. You got the Patriots, the Bengals. You've got teams like the Kansas City Chiefs that can go 0-2. We've already seen the Vikings do it. What about the Seattle Seahawks if they go 0-2? It's an uphill battle, most definitely, if that happens.
Look at Brandon's Twitter, dude. I hate how much I love this effing team. This is why you don't bet on the Vikings in prime time. I'm disgusted.
Yeah. Yeah, he's furious because it is there's nothing showing the Mexican alien.
Me contemplating my life
as a Vikings fan. Okay, so first of all, last night's game was brutal because two things happened. One is we need to put some respect on the name that is Kirk Cousins. Because let me show you Kirk Cousins' stats yesterday. Tell me if they're good or not.
Okay.
31 for 44. Okay, so that's basically 70%.
Not bad. Not bad.
364 yards, 4 touchdowns thrown, no interceptions. And they lost.
Jeez, man.
Why did they lose? Did you watch any of this game?
I didn't get to watch a lot of the game. I was kind of had it on TV as I was working. So I was more glancing up and, every now and then. Dude,
okay, first of all, the Vikings should have won this game. The Eagles had no business being in it in the first half. And the Eagles were winning 13-7 at halftime, and they were outplayed. The problem was that possession after possession after possession, Minnesota fumbled the ball. 3 fumbled turnovers in the first half and another one in the second half. And one of them was Justin Jefferson right before halftime. 13-7, Minnesota trying to take the lead, go 14-13 into the break. Justin Jefferson catches the ball at the 7 or 8 yard line. He's being tackled. He goes to extend the ball over the pylon, drops the ball. The official runs over and rules it a fumble going out of bounds at the half-yard line. They show the instant replay. It went over the pylon. It was a touchback. So Minnesota had a chance to take the lead at that point, and Justin Jefferson literally dropped the ball. Justin Jefferson last night had a huge night, 11 receptions, 159 yards. Jordan Addison, 3 receptions, 72, including a 62-yard touchdown. That guy's good, man. That guy might be rookie of the year when it's all said and done. Over on the Eagles side, DeAndre Swift, though, this is somebody who only had like a 1 carry in week 1, and everyone stopped, playing him on fantasy football. 1 carry in week 1 for 3 yards.
Man.
Yesterday, 28 carries, 175 yards, and a touchdown. Jalen Hurts, 35 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. He also threw for 1. And here's the thing. I think the NFL Competition Committee needs to come around and legislate that one Philadelphia play that they do with Jalen Hurts at the 1-yard line, where they crowd around him and they push him across the goal line on 4th and 1. It worked 9 out of 10 times last year.
Yeah, it does.
It is not a real football play, because I'm looking at it going, how is that an appropriate position? Like, aren't you supposed to have a certain number of players on the offensive line? So many players as wide receivers, so many players as tight end, running back, and all that stuff. How is that an appropriate formation? And you have 2 people behind him and 2 to the side. Hut, he finds a hole, and you got 3 or 4 people pushing him across the line.
You got your big boys making some room.
Yeah. Eagles won 34-28. It wasn't that close. It wasn't, because at some point Philadelphia had opened up a big lead. ESPN's trying to give a lot of crap towards the Eagles, saying, well, look at this. I mean, they were up big in week 1 and they barely held on. And they were up big in week 2 and they barely held on. At no point were they in danger of losing this game.
Yeah.
At no point.
And the thing is, surprisingly enough, from what I was listening to and watching too, the Eagles had a decent enough running game to win the football game against the Vikings. They played just good enough as far as the running game goes to get the win. And that's the thing. You got to be versatile. You got to adjust.
That's the thing. And the Eagles right now have a new offensive coordinator, a new defensive coordinator. And if they're still winning, imagine what this team's going to look like when they're actually up to speed with everything, when everything has come into play, because it's difficult learning a new program.
Yeah. The only thing that I have seen with teams in the past, going back to last season, if you want a chance to really beat this Eagles team, you got to get physical with them.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go right up at the line. And you got to push them back. You got to beat them up, dude. And that's the only thing that'll give you a chance to win this game. And of course, not making a lot of mistakes, not killing yourselves, but it's going to be, they're going to be a hard team to beat. No doubt.
And Cowboy fans, here's the thing. You can't let the Eagles just get win after win after win and not match them, because look at this schedule for the Eagles.
Yeah.
They've got the Bucks. Okay. Really? Baker Mayfield against that defense. They've got the Commanders.
Oh man, no.
They've got the Rams.
The Whams, no, dude.
They've got Zach Wilson and the Jets.
Nah.
Dude, the Eagles should be 6-0 when it's all said and done.
Should be, but you know what? That Jets team, man, I still think that they can do enough to make me be in that wild card.
Let's talk about the Jets in a moment, but are we going to give some love to somebody?
Oh, yeah, man. Let's go ahead and give some love to J Parr.
All right, J Parr Real Estate, Cynthia J. Sanchez, 210-273-0748. Guess what? She sold $1 million home this past week.
Nice.
$1 million home. And you know what's so funny about it is that house was originally $1.3 million. She negotiated it down to $900,000. So somebody's getting equity walking in the door at this point. So J Parr Real Estate, Cynthia J. Sanchez, 210-273-0748. She's your girl if you want to buy a primary residence, if you want to get a rental property, investment property, one of those Airbnb type of places. Again, Cynthia J. Sanchez, 210-273-0748. If you're looking for a new build, she knows some builders around the city, around Bexar County, that are offering 4% and 5% interest rates right now if you buy a brand new home. You do the math. A brand new home at 4% compared to a a pre-owned home at 7 or 8%, it's actually cheaper to get the new home with the warranties and all of that stuff. Again, Cynthia J. Sanchez, 210-273-0748. Let's get some love also to MCS real quick because, Chris Leha, he is a Saints fan. And you would think that Leha would be on my side when it comes to things and stand by me whenever people are coming at me on Twitter. But no, he piles on. He lines me up and so that people can knock me down.
He gives the assist, bro.
He does. He alley-oops it. But it's okay. It's okay because he respects me. He respects my takes, and I respect his company and his family's company, MCS General Contracting, which you can reach at 210-774-9155. They are the best in town when it comes to concrete placement services. So I'm talking about if you're looking to build a pool, if one of those concrete patios, if you have a driveway that needs to be extended, and you know what? Business is good for them, but it's actually going to be nicer for them because it's no longer 100 degrees outside.
Yeah, man.
It's now 88, 89 degrees. So Leha, take me out to one of those pours. I can survive. I'm an indoor dog. I can survive at 85 degrees. I can make that happen. But again, slabs for a home, slabs for a business, a parking lot, ramps, whatever you need when it comes to concrete placements, MCS General Contracting is the company to go to. Again, the number is 210-774-9155. Chris Leha will more than likely answer the phone, and he'll tell you how great the New Orleans Saints are. So, Sunday afternoon, we've got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Jets. A lot of Cowboy fans were super excited about going to this game because not only is it the first home game of the year, but also because it was supposed to be Aaron Rodgers suiting up under center for the New York Jets, but we saw what happened. He tore his Achilles that Achilles injury in week 1, just 4 snaps into the game. So Zach Wilson is now quarterback 1 for the New York Jets as they take on the Cowboys. 3:25 kickoff Sunday afternoon at Jerry World. Now, when the spreads first came out, I thought to myself, this has to be at least a 14, 15-point spread. Cowboys coming off a 40-0 thumping of the Giants. And then I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, dude, the Jets have 1 day less rest. They've got somebody who didn't take the starter snaps in practice. The Jets have a very good defense.
They do.
They have a very good running game in Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. They've got some pretty decent wideouts. Garrett Wilson's really good. They've got Alan Lazard. They've got Randall Cobb. They've got pretty decent tight end play. Pretty good weapons out there. But Zach Wilson, can he actually mature himself and learn this playbook, which was designed for Aaron Rodgers? Can he learn this playbook and these new toys in time to take on Micah Parsons, D-Law, Trayvon Diggs, and all those guys at the Dallas Cowboys? I don't see it happening, man. I really don't. And I think you're going to have a letdown week from both teams. I think it's going to be lower scoring than most people think. But the Cowboys being favored by 9.5 points, it seems too low for me, man. 9 points? 9 points when the over-under is 38.
Yeah.
So the over-under is 38. That means that Vegas thinks that the score is going to be around 24-14. Sounds about right. I'd say about 26-13, somewhere around there. I think the Cowboys have better quarterback play, and as long as Dak Prescott is not throwing the ball away, I think they'll be perfectly fine. I don't think that this is going to be an issue. I don't, because Micah Parsons getting penetration on that team. You saw what was happening the first drive there for the Jets when Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Aaron Rodgers was running for his life.
Yeah.
And I know that the Bills have a decent defense, but they don't have Micah Parsons.
No.
They don't have all of that front line, second line, and secondary of the Cowboys. They don't. Cowboys should win this game. I'm gonna predict the Cowboys win this game 30-13. 30-13.
You think so? Okay.
Three touchdowns, 3 field goals.
I'm going to tell you what I think.
Yeah.
Me being a big Dallas Cowboy fan, watching them just dismantle the Giants on opening night.
Yeah.
This is going to be them playing at home in front of the hometown crowd. I think Dallas is going to shit the bed, and I picked the Jets to upset the Cowboys at home in front of everybody that's out there at Jerry World.
You know what? I would laugh my ass off if that happened.
I'm just saying, dude.
I
have a feeling.
Can you imagine the love that Zach Wilson would be getting? He would be one of the biggest stories of the NFL if the Jets somehow finish 2-0. Mario Cavazos already coming in with a 17-13 type of prediction there, saying the Cowboys are going to win. Yeah, you heard what I said. 30-13. Cowboys are going to win this game. They're going to cover the spread.
I got a different score, man. I think the final score, in my opinion, is going to be Jets 27, Cowboys 17.
Dude, Breece Hall would have to go off, and Dak Prescott would have to give up the ball 2 or 3 times.
I'm just telling you,
possible.
I got a funny feeling, man.
Dude, all these people this week are like, Dak played perfectly on Sunday. Dude, by the time he stepped on the field, they were up 2 touchdowns. By the time he stepped on the field, was asked to do something, they already had a big lead. Let's see what Dak can do when times are tough, when there's pressure on him. It's easy to be quarterback when you're up 21-0. When you're up 30-0, it's easy to be quarterback.
Look at Chris Leha, man. He's listening to me. I'm going to place a bet tonight, Jets over Cowboys, just because of what I said. If you would have listened to me last week, I called a parlay.
Oh, I saw that.
And I called I said that the Cowboys were going to win. And I also said Green Bay was going to win. And I also said the Jets were going to win. And if you would have put a $25 bet on that parlay, you would have paid out $162.
Nice.
You would have bet 100. It would have paid out $602.
A little 625 action. I like that, man. Paul Cantu asked the question, what happens if the Cowboys don't look as good, but they still win a shutout 24-0? The shutout would be big, man. I mean, the Cowboys, I think, were one of 5 teams that didn't give up a touchdown last week. My Saints being one of them. We gave up 5 field goals, right? But looking at this week's games, though, 2-0 is a big, big deal. The Eagles already at 2-0. The Packers and Falcons, one of those 2 teams is going to be 2-0. Who would have thought?
Yeah, look at this Redbirds junkie. Did Joe just pull a Jimenez at Cowboy fans? No, I'm a huge Cowboy fan. I'm just speaking facts and speaking truth and looking at the history. When the team has a great performance, the week after, they usually shit the bed, man.
Yeah, it's a letdown game. But then again, the Jets are due for a letdown game as well, man, because of the emotional high.
You would think
of winning
so.
Week 1.
You would think so, but I'm just saying, if the Cowboys shit the bed and let's say Dak throws some interceptions.
This is 27 years of therapy right here that you need right here.
I'm just saying, I'm being honest because I don't believe in Dak Prescott. I don't. He might have had a good showing, but that was not him. That was more because of the defense.
Defense and special teams.
Now, the defense has to show up again against the Jets, who has a very good defense as well. It's going to be a hard-fought game, and that's where I think the Jets are going to bring the house. Dak's going to be running for his life, and when he gets on the run, he makes poor decisions and throws the ball in double and triple coverage.
And Zach Martin missed practice because of an injury. We also have Brandon Cooks, who was iffy this week with a possible injury as well. We sometimes joke, a lot of people here in the San Antonio media joke about Dak Prescott because we call him the black Kirk Cousins, and we call Kirk Cousins the white Dak Prescott. I'm beginning to believe that Kirk Cousins might be better than Dak Prescott.
Hey, man, he's ranked higher than Dak. I'm not going to lie, bro.
It is what it is. Hey, Sunday, 12 o'clock games. One of these quarterbacks is going to be 2-0, Desmond Ridder or Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Packers, Falcons here by 1.5 as they play in Atlanta. With that game, I'm going to take the Packers. I think Jordan Love's for real.
There we go, man. I got this, and I'm going to go ahead and just take like a screenshot of this.
Yeah,
Redbird Junkie.
Yeah.
You look what he says. I'm a Cowboys fan too and ready to turn a page on Dak as well, but we're not losing this game.
I don't think they're losing this game.
I'm telling you, man. I have a feeling. I have a feeling that the Cowboys will not win this game.
You need to settle down a little
I'm just telling you, man. I'm going to bet money on myself this weekend. I got another parlay I'm going to reveal on Sunday with the fantasy gods.
Very nice, very nice. I'm going to take the Packers over the Falcons. Raiders 1-0 on the road against the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills, man. Josh Allen is what white Jameis Winston is what I called him earlier this week.
God.
I told James Pledger that at San Antonio Sports Star yesterday. He started laughing because it's accurate. I would love to see the Bills go 0-2 and suddenly everyone just pile on
Josh Allen.
But I still think the Bills win this game. It's tough to win in Buffalo. Ravens 1-0 on the road against the Bengals. Bengals favored by 3. Joe Burrow looked like trash in game 1. One of the best quarterbacks in the league.
He ain't 100.
He was hurt.
Yeah.
He was hurt. He missed all of training camp. Ravens are going to go in and win that game. Bengals are going to go 0-2, and they're in trouble at that point.
You know what? I'm not going to lie, dude. When you have an injury like Joe Burrow does with that calf, it fucks with you, man, because I had that same injury happen to me.
Yeah, you can't plan.
You can't plan, and it takes a while for you to actually wind up doing therapy and all that to get 100 again from that. It took me a good couple of months, like maybe 4 or 5 months, before I could finally push off on the calf again and feel like, okay, it doesn't feel like it wants to snap again, you know? And that's what he's dealing with right now. So he's not going to be 100. He can't plant his foot, and he's not going to have the power behind his throws.
Ravens, Bengals, that's going to be an early start. Bengals favored by 3. I mentioned that the Bengals could be in trouble, but the same can be said about the Seattle Seahawks because they're staring down the barrel right now of going 0-2, taking on the Detroit Lions, who beat the Kansas City Chiefs and have 2 extra days of rest. Lions here by 4.5. I like the Lions. I think the Lions are going to be a 12-win team this year. They're looking pretty good. Chargers, Titans, one of those teams will be 0-2. Right now, the Chargers are favored by 2.5. That Titans defense is pretty good. I'll take the Chargers on that one. Bears and Buccaneers. Bucks favored by 3. No way in the world Baker Mayfield's going to start 2-0, man. No way in the world Baker's starting 2-0. They'll revert back to the mean. Justin Fields will find himself. We'll go from there. Chiefs 0-1. Dude, the Chiefs might be 0-2. The Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence. Dude, the Chiefs are going 0-2, aren't they? They're going 0-2. The Super Bowl champion Chiefs without Travis Kelce, who I don't know if he's going to be back yet or not, or if he's still trying to fondle Taylor Swift.
Look at this, man. Redbirds Junkie has me cracking up. He goes, hey, Mike, throw another one of your tall boys over to Joe, preferably one without your lipstick on it. Because you're always kissing the beer. Every time they're taking a picture, you're making out with the beer, bro.
Oh, I got it. Okay, that's a good one. Give me the Jaguars at home, man. Give me the Jaguars. Colts, Texans, both of them 0-1. Both with rookie quarterbacks, Anthony Richardson and CJ Stroud. A rookie quarterback will win. The Texans favored in this game by 1. Give me the Texans. Because Richardson got hurt towards the end of the game last week. Niners, Rams, both of them 1-0. Rams looked really good, but the Niners are favored by 7.5. There are going to be more Niner fans in LA than actual Ram fans. Give me the Niners. Giants, Cardinals.
Oh, God. Dude.
Giants favored by 4. Cardinals actually looked pretty feisty in the first game, but I think the Giants will bounce back. Jets, Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys, and they're going to win by 15 or more.
Mom is the Jets over the Cowboys.
Commanders, Broncos. Commanders 1-0. Broncos, dude.
Let's ride.
Fuck the Broncos, dude.
I hope they
give me the
lose.
Commanders. Give me the Commanders at 2-0. We're gonna have the Commanders, Cowboys, and Eagles at 2-0. Dolphins, Patriots, Sunday Night Football.
That's gonna be a good one, dude. That's gonna be a good game.
It is, but Tua, man, God, he's so good. The thing about it though is that you think about playing in New England. I think of snow. It's gonna be 68 degrees, dude. Tua's
nice.
Tua's gonna run wild.
It'd be like he's in Florida, bro.
2 Monday Night Football games. The first Monday Night Football game is going to be on ESPN. Saints, Panthers. Saints on the road. Good defense taking on Bryce Young. A good defense taking on a rookie quarterback who's 5'3". He's 5'10", but still. Saints favored by 3. I think the Saints run. I think the Saints run through this.
I
game.
feel that one too, man.
I think Derek Carr is gonna. Michael Thomas is out there doing his thing. They've got Olave running wild.
It's not going to be pretty, man.
Dude, if the Saints go 2-0 or 3-0, 2-1, 3-0 without Alvin Kamara, and Kamara comes back week 4 from suspension, game on, baby.
Yeah.
Game on. And then the final one, is the Browns and Steelers later that night on ABC and ESPN Plus.
Ain't nobody gonna be watching that game. I promise you.
Yeah, dude. Deshaun Watson might be 2-0, dude. He might be 2-0.
He might have to go get a massage, man.
Dude, look at the Saints. look at my Saints, dude. Look at my Saints. At the Panthers, at the Packers. Dude, the three quarterbacks that the Saints play next, that defense plays next, is Carolina Panthers. I'm drawing a blank. Wow. How do I draw a blank on that one? Bryce Young. So they got Bryce Young, Baker Mayfield, and whoever's under center for Washington these days.
Yeah.
So, yeah. My Saints better be 3-1 when it's all said and done after those 4 games. Just don't lose to Baker.
There's going to be an upset in there somewhere, man.
Just don't lose to Baker.
It'd be funny if it was to Baker.
Bryce Young, too young, dude. Too young. Let's give some love to Locked On Spurs, Ken's Five's own Jeff Garcia, who one day is moving back to San Antonio, so we've heard.
Oh, yeah. We know when he's coming back, dude. We just can't say anything.
Jeff Garcia is providing the daily content of your Silver and Black San Antonio Spurs on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can subscribe to them on Spotify like I do. I also subscribe to them when it comes to matters of YouTube as well, because a lot of what they do is visual. You can see interviews with me, with Joe Garcia. James Pledger was on earlier. It's going to be on later on this week.
Our friend Rudy Campos is on there.
Rudy Campos, Casey Vieira, Nick Montas, all those guys. They do a really, really good job.
Yes, fan episodes too.
Fan episodes as well, exactly. They're going to go to a more daily content, a 5-day-a-week type of thing.
Yeah.
Once the season gets going. Again, the Spurs training camp starts in early October. We're less than a month away from preseason games. We're like 3 weeks away from that
training
Silver and Black game.
Yeah, they got training camp coming up here pretty soon where they got to report in. And but before you know it's going to be here, man.
So Jeff Garcia does an amazing job. Again, he's the lead writer for Ken's Five. You can follow him at Jeff G Spurs Zone on Twitter. He also has an account on Threads as well. Again, wherever you find your podcasts, just look up Locked On Spurs and follow. One of the things that Jeff Garcia had on there was this photo yesterday of Dez Bryant.
Oh, yeah.
Former Cowboys star wide receiver wearing Spurs gear.
Yeah, we got the picture of that, dude. We should show it.
Now, Dez Bryant, did he catch the ball or not?
Of course he did, dude. Come on now. You want to trigger a fan base? You bring up nonsense like that, dude.
You know, it's one of those things where he caught it, but he also didn't catch it at the same time.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where letter of the law, because I'm like, when did he get possession of the ball? He's there bobbling it and turning it from right to left and all that stuff.
There's Dez.
But what is I mean, I don't recognize the jersey. Is that Robert Ory? What is he wearing?
Know what that is. I think I better not be nephew, man. I can't tell what it is. It just says S on it.
Is that an S or a 5?
It's an S. It looks like an S to me.
But it's also reversed. If you take a look, it's a 2. Oh, is that Kawhi?
I hope not. I said, I hope it's not nephew.
Right now, 2 legends.
Okay, well, you know, I don't remember the Spurs having.
It looks like a number 2, man, but I can't see who the name is on the back.
Yeah, first of all, I don't remember the Spurs having that Nike swoosh there when Kawhi was here. This looks like a more modern jersey.
Yeah.
Like one that was done the last 2 or 3 years.
I don't know who
Kawhi hasn't been here in a while, but he is wearing number 2. What we need to do is we need to put the exclamation point next to it to make it the Coyote.
Oh, that's what Chris Duell, my friend Chris Duell.
Yeah.
He went ahead and put an X.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Through Kawhi's number way back in the day. And he had made another number out of it. It was hilarious, dude.
It's interesting whenever you see
he made it into a LaMarcus Aldridge because he put the 1 in front of the 2.
Let's talk about LaMarcus Aldridge because Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's Five also has a story about how LaMarcus Aldridge, former Spur, very, very good career in the NBA, was talking on Twitter with people saying that he'd be open to joining the Spurs coaching staff if ever asked.
Got the tweet here. This is directly from his Twitter account, not somebody else's. This is directly from LaMarcus. And this is what they asked him. Would you be open to a coaching position of some sorts in SA? player development. I think you would help Wemby tremendously. He's just simply replied, "Yep."
Yep. And he actually went on a little bit more about that. And a lot of Spurs fans were jumping on, going, "Dude, we would love for LaMarcus to be back." And I think as time has gone on, the respect factor for LaMarcus Aldridge has gone up a little bit more in San Antonio.
Didn't appreciate him when he was here, man.
Dude, he was the biggest free agent signing the Spurs have ever had in their entire lives. I remember those stories about Pop going to LA and having dinner with him and doing the full court press recruiting. LaMarcus Aldridge
Oh my God.
might actually be a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize that. LaMarcus Aldridge, here's his stats. 7-time All-Star. Made the All-NBA team, All-NBA team, whether it be second or third, 5 times. All-NBA rookie team. He was also big in college as well. First team All Big 12, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, Big 12 All Defensive Team. The guy has scored more than 20,000 points in his career. Not a lot of players have done that.
No.
Now, he might have only averaged 19, 8, and 2.
Man, these guys,
the stats are there.
These guys are killing me today, man. They're on point. Jacob Eric. Speaking of Spurs, Wemby shoe coupled with Josh Primo shorts, you can ball out if you really show your opponent the D.
Okay.
And look, man, I'm gonna go ahead and show this. This is a little thing that they dropped earlier. It was earlier today and yesterday too. So Nike's been teasing some stuff with Victor Wembanyama and his new kicks that are coming out. They're called the Nike G2 Hustle 2. So Victor's been showing, the shoe there. You can see it,
Not a pretty shoe, but go ahead, go on.
I mean, maybe if it was silver and black or black and white,
Yeah.
Yeah, and the bottom.
Not puke yellow, but go ahead.
Yeah, but it is what it is. But it's cool to see what they're doing with him because when you're seeing these commercials, they have Victor Wembanyama talking about what he's doing as far as his, I guess like warm up kind of routine, how he goes out there and he's going through his training and shooting the ball and what it, kind of explaining what he's doing, the different facets of his game and how this helps him. So I was like, I like that, man. I thought it was really cool to see that before they finally showed the shoe right there, but that green color, I mean, it's probably going with the alien aesthetic. I get it. I do. But I ain't really a fan of the color scheme, man.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. But if it's going to be with the alien logo,
I mean, I could get that.
Kind of makes sense a little bit, but it looks tacky. It really does. But you know what? Get that bag, man. Get that money there, Victor Wembanyama. And those videos this week of him stretching, dude, they call him an alien for a reason. Dude,
he looked like Gumby from back in the day.
It looks ugly, dude. But hey, I'm happy that he's on our team.
That flexibility shows that he's going to have a really long career, I think, here in the NBA, because that's one thing that a lot of these big men never did. They were so focused on becoming more powerful and putting on weight. And he's doing the total opposite, which I think is going to be what big men are going to do from now on coming into the NBA. You don't have to bulk up. You have to stay flexible. You have
flexible and sturdy.
And limber, like you want to make sure that you're not going to pull a hammy. You're not going to have all that weight on those joints, They're
not all going to be David Robinson, chiseled bodies at all. Hey, speaking of Victor Wembanyama, he's referred to as the alien. There's the alien drink over at Mudslingers and the Sub-Zero drink over at Mudslingers as well, because if I'm not mistaken, on game day, a lot of the proceeds go towards the athletes and the student athletes over at UTSA for those who get the Sub-Zero drink on game day. Again, UTSA taking on Army today at 6 p.m. Head on over to Mudslingers Coffee. They do a fantastic job over there. Again, if you get the Mudslingers Sub-Zero in honor of Frank Harris, who, by the way, is questionable for tonight's game against Army, I'm expecting a big Army crowd. By the way, Mudslingers, 2404 Thousand Oaks Drive, northeast side of town. I typically go 281 to Thousand Oaks, hook a right, and make my way up 281 north. Real fast, let's go ahead and show some love. There's the Mudslingers.
There's a Mudslingers logo.
Dude, the mini donuts are to die for, dude.
Yeah.
Mini donuts are to die for. Mudslingers, one of the sponsors of the Fantasy Gods. Let's show some love to Serenity Manor. Serenity Now.
They always say that every time I show this slide, dude.
Dude, the weather is getting nicer. I'm taking a look at this weekend's forecast. Not to go all fanboy on the media, I'm going to do my Felicia Combs impersonation over here. But I'm looking at the weather app here on my iPhone, and the high today is 92 with a 50% chance of rain. But this weekend, 86 tomorrow with a chance of rain. And then next week, Sunday, 89, Monday, 89, Tuesday, 90. Dude, we're talking about low 90s, upper 80s. That means you want to be outside a little bit. It's not so effing hot. And now you can go to a place like Serenity Manor, enjoy an outing over there, get a beer, get a margarita, get some wine. 14405 Old Bandera Road in Helotes, Texas, catty corner from Flores Country Store. If you are looking for a corporate event or maybe even having a corporate Christmas party, need a place to have it at? Serenity Manor, 14405 Old Bandera Road. They have festivals over there. They have vendors and fairs typically on the weekends. Go to their website to check out when the next one's going to be. If you want to go buy or you want to go sell something, you can check it out and look what it costs to have a booth over there. But we're talking about an indoor and outdoor venue for things like weddings, wedding receptions, quinceañeras, sweet 16s, lots of different things. And again, go to the website. We're showing a lot of video right now on YouTube of what it looks like. It is a very, very nice place, 14405 Old Bandera Road. Again, it's called Serenity Manor. And the nights where there's concerts going on at
Flores Country Store,
they say open until midnight, so you can go on over after the show to get a beer, get something to drink.
Yeah, they're across the street, catty corner from Flores Country Store.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Again, hey, I'm just getting a notification right here is that they're going to have a marketplace tomorrow at Serenity Manor.
Oh, nice. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and show the slide here because it's really cool how they have that set up. When you go on their website, you can go ahead and fill out the application. It's right here, Market Day application. You click on that, and you can go ahead and fill it out if you want to become a vendor. Real easy. You just put your name, contact information, and they'll get right back with you, man. So if you want to go ahead and become a vendor at this event that they have.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when they have those events out there, they will have when they have vendors out there. I mean, we're talking about things like arts and crafts. We're talking about jewelry, clothing, dog treats, spices, fruits, all sorts of things like that. I dig that. I like going to places like that to go check out market days. And again, don't forget next Thursday, they're going to have karaoke night on the 21st from 6 to 10 p.m. Serenity Manor. You can visit their website at www.serenitymanor.net.
Yeah, there it is right there. Make sure you go and check this out. And also go ahead and go there. Maybe one of the days where Mike is going to be out there doing some karaoke. Yes. You'll be entertained. You'll be entertained.
Hey, let's go ahead and get into some entertainment news today. The thing about the entertainment today is that I love me some Las Vegas, but think about this. Imagine going to Las Vegas and you've saved money, you've flown over there, you check yourself into the MGM Grand, you check yourself into Aria, you check yourself into Bellagio, and you find out that everything is jacked the F up. There has been a cyber attack going on for several days. This is kind of like an Ocean's 11 type of thing where people are literally robbing the casino.
And it says young hackers are sticking up Las Vegas casinos for hefty ransoms.
Dude, I've been on TikTok. I follow this girl who does like all the happenings going on the Vegas Strip. We're talking about casinos that have been crippled, and these casinos are losing $30 to $40 million a day because the slot machines are not working. They can't check you into your hotel. If you do get into your room, the amenities are not working because they've taken over the computer system and they're saying, we're holding this ransom. We want millions of dollars. Please wire it to this account number.
Yeah, they probably just got into the server and they put some malware in there, probably a worm or something. And basically, if they go ahead and have somebody come in and try to fix that, it's never going to work the way it's supposed to. And then what happens when you wind up paying? It's very methodical in the way they have this. So you wind up paying and they're like, okay, we're going to send you the fix to make everything work again. But here's the kicker. It doesn't work right away. Mm-hmm. It takes a little bit of time for everything to come back online.
Yeah.
And the other part of it, it's never going to work the same that it worked before. So it's always going to be messed up in some way. So it's like you're paying money, yes, to get back online. But at the end of the day, it's not really the way that you'd like to go. But right now they're at the mercy of the hackers who call themselves Scattered Spider is the name of their group.
And the lines that they show on TMZ.com are massive.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
People
dude.
sitting around Caesar's Palace, sitting around MGM
Just
Grand,
trying to get checked in.
just like trying to get checked in, but also they're surrounded by broken or not functioning slot machines.
Yeah.
Like nothing is. They say it's silent in there because nothing is going on. MGM released a statement saying, "quote MGM Resorts recently identified a cybersecurity issue affecting some of the company's systems. Promptly after detecting the issue, we began to investigate with assistance from leading external cybersecurity experts. We also notified law enforcement and took prompt action to protect our systems and data, including shutting down certain systems. The investigation's ongoing. We're working diligently to determine the nature and scope of this matter," end quote. And they have these big old signs out there saying that people are on the floor saying we're experiencing unforeseen difficulties. We're working diligently to solve the issue and resolve everything as soon as possible.
Yeah, we're showing them right now on screen. You can see exactly what's going on there.
Absolutely ridiculous. And it's been days. It's been days. And apparently, I read someplace that Caesars was hacked, but Caesars nipped it in the bud and they were like, how much money do you want?
We'll pay it.
15 million? All right, 15 million large, go away. But apparently MGM didn't pay.
They're going to learn.
F around and find out.
That's why you need to go ahead and pay hackers to go ahead and be part of your cybersecurity team so they can keep out the bad guys.
Right.
You know, it costs money to employ these guys, but at the end of the day, it's cheaper than having to pay a $15 million ransom.
It reminds me of The Social Network.
Oh, yeah.
When the Mark Zuckerberg character is brought up before the security people and the council there at Harvard. He goes, shouldn't I be commended for this because I found your weaknesses? And he's like, they're like, you hacked into the system. Exactly. I showed you where your deficiencies are. But man, we got to get this other entertainment news real fast because NSYNC might be coming back.
Oh, God.
They dropped a new single. They showed up at the MTV VMAs, the same Video Music Awards that Taylor Swift was there looking hot and in a hot drunk mess. Did you see those videos of her? She was drunk off her mind.
Taylor Swift?
Dude, look up Taylor Swift drunk. Look it up. She is singing along to all the music.
Let me see.
Looking fine. Travis Kelce.
You know who else was looking fine over there? Selena Gomez. Bro.
Selena Gomez, man. You know, she's filling out, if you know what I mean. She's getting curvier. She's had some health issues. She's getting curvier. You know, the baby face is going away, but she's Salma Hayeking, if you know what I mean.
Your horny's already at the 1,000.
Dude, I just said something, man. What? Dude, please tell me you found video of
Let
Taylor
me see.
Swift
I'm finding video of her.
Just
man.
look. It's her standing up and singing along to music. She was singing along to Demi Lovato. She was singing along to Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah. This is it, dude, right here. This is the one.
Dude, tell me. Okay, she's a hot mess, dude.
Look at her.
Okay. Dude. I know you don't think that she's that hot, but tell me that wouldn't like just. My friend Anthony has always said that he said this for years. For those who say that Taylor Swift's ugly, he says that if you brought her home and you took her to a house party with your friends, that every girl there would hate her because she's so pretty.
There she is.
Look at that hot mess. Look at that hot mess. Oh my God, she's drunk off her ass, dancing along to the music. There was they were giving her vodka after vodka after vodka.
Yeah,
she was putting it in the cup holder and it got stuck in the cup holder. So she was using her nails to get on each side and like skill crane it out of the cup holder.
Oh man,
it was the funniest thing in the world. But she knows all the music that was being sung up there. Again, she got excited up there when NSYNC was there because NSYNC is apparently releasing a new album for the new Trolls movie. And if you go, well, why Trolls? Well, because the Trolls features the singing voices of Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake was part of NSYNC. Kind of makes sense. Now people are saying, hey, new NSYNC song. Does this mean that there's going to be an NSYNC reunion tour? It's been about 25 years. It would be the biggest tour of the year if they do it.
God, still won't see him, man.
Oh, dude. You know, it was funny because back then, being 21, 22 years old when they came out, going, you know, I don't like NSYNC. It's a boy band. I mean, yeah, I liked other boy bands. I liked Color Me Bad and Boys to Men and New Edition, but not NSYNC. But you go back in time, I see some TikToks right now of people who are listening to NSYNC songs for the first time and they're 12, 13, 14 years old, or they didn't know that NSYNC sang certain songs. And they go back and they're like, that's actually not that bad. And the videos were pretty good, man.
And they got a video of them all together here, man.
Yeah.
Kind of reunion behind the scenes.
Now in their mid 40s. And you know what's so funny is that JT, Justin Timberlake, is the one that became the star afterwards. But people kind of forget. JC Chazé was the one. The Latino was the one that was the lead singer of that band. Kind of like New Edition. People remember Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Remember Belle Biv DeVoe. Ralph Tresvant was the lead singer of New Edition. So sometimes you don't know what happens the second time around, when the band dissolves. I'm not saying that I'd spend money to go, but I know my boy James Pledger from San Antonio Sports Star would.
Really? Pledger's a big NSYNC fan, man?
He knows all the dances to every song. Dude.
I could see Pledger getting down doing the dances, man.
People asking the question, isn't it Freaky Friday? Real fast before we go, give me a Freaky Friday topic, man. Give me a Freaky Friday topic.
Well, Freaky Friday, man. I don't know, man. I got nothing right now that I can think of.
You had Jeff Garcia on the other day, and I was wondering if you were going to ask him for his Mount Rushmore of hotties. You got to do that next time.
Oh, man, they're all going to be skinny as hell, dude. It'd be like 110, 115.
I know, man.
Oh, he's going to be all 110. No. That's too big for me. I want him built for speed.
Black Jeopardy. A skinny girl can do this for you, Buzz. Not a damn thing.
Jeff, how big are we talking? Over 115? I don't want it.
I don't want it. Throw it back.
Throw it back.
If she could eat more than one taco, I don't want her.
Yeah, exactly, man.
She has to at least have 2 tacos. 2.
Man, it'd probably be those real tiny little street tacos.
No, those don't count. And it can't be crispy either. It can't be crispy. But real fast, for those of you who are on our YouTube, if you have a Freaky Friday question, be more than happy to answer one. I was watching Chris asking me to hydrate well before tonight's game. Enjoy the weekend, fellas. Chris, thank you so much for that. I will hydrate a little bit. Wait a minute. Is Fireball hydrating?
No.
Dude, 3 college football games in the next 8 days, man. Going to be at the UTSA game tonight. Tomorrow night at DKR for the UT Longhorns Wyoming game.
Really?
And then next Saturday night, LSU Arkansas at the in Death Valley there in Vegas.
You're going with your daughter, aren't you?
Yeah, yes, in Baton Rouge, rather. I said Vegas. Out there in Baton Rouge. Super excited about it. Flying into New Orleans. Might go to Frenchman Street. Dude, I read the drinking laws in New Orleans and Louisiana. You're allowed to drink as a minor if you're with your parents and you're older than the age of 18.
Really?
I might test that. I might say, this is my daughter. It's just me and her. We're going out.
Yeah.
We're hitting the town. Dude, this has been a fun week. How many shows did I do this week?
3. Because you came in that one day, Tuesday, when Carolina had to cancel.
Yeah, Jeff Garcia says Jimenez going back to 5 days. I don't know about that, but Mondays and Fridays seem to be pretty good right now.
Oh, and I do have an announcement to make. Starting next week, I'm dialing back how many days we're going to do live here.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing 3 days out of the week. So I'm going to be doing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Nice.
So we can still have room to have Jeff on, but I'm going to have rotating guests coming out that day as well. So it's going to be fun. Dialing back a little bit, but we're going to have more shows because we're also going to be featuring, Brandon Medina's new show that he's doing, The Extra Point.
Yeah.
So I got to talk with him and see which day he wants to go ahead and roll that out during this time slot that we're on, either Tuesday or Thursday.
Very cool.
So that way he can get a little bit more exposure and people can see what a great job he does.
Brandon's amazing at what he does. And Mondays and Fridays are good for me because I like it because we talk about the Sunday in football that was, and then Friday gets her prepped up for everything. So we get amped up and then we do the review afterwards and things like that.
We're going to have to bring back Movie Review Friday for you. So next week, I'm going to give you some homework for Friday. You're going to have to review an old movie.
Yeah, I was thinking about a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie because I've never seen it.
I think me and Jeff can come up with something. Me and Jeff will send you a movie that you got to watch.
I still haven't done Transformers 86.
No, you ain't touching that one.
Pac on 2 reaches out and says, tell him she goes to LSU. Gabby girl, My daughter goes to LSU, and you know what the great thing was? Today was my final check to
Jeez.
LSU.
It must feel good, man.
Dude, graduating debt-free.
That's good. That's
she has
great.
no college debt. She already got a job, but she wants to go to grad school starting in 2025. She's only 20 now, so she'll be 22 in 2025.
Yeah.
And she wants to go to Northwestern in Chicago, which basically says, Dad, you've got 2 years to save.
Oh, man.
And yikes, kind of crazy. Hey, again, I'll be at lot B3 today around 4:30, 4:45 for about an hour of tailgating. I'm not going to be too bad. I'm not going to be pre-gaming too much. But if you come by and offer me a shot or a drink, I will be more than happy to do one with
just
you.
Put the phone away, man.
Nah.
Jeez.
Everyone have a safe weekend. Cowboy fans, you'll be fine.
Well, we'll talk on Monday.
Longhorn fans, that Wyoming team's not bad.
No, they're not.
They're not bad, but UT should get that one. Should get that one.
Don't forget to watch the primetime game either, man. Colorado State.
Colorado, baby.
Colorado U.
That's right. Can Coach Primetime Dion go 3-0? We shall see. But everyone have a safe weekend. Everyone tell your loved ones you love them. Be good out there, and we'll see you back here on Monday.
Yeah, see you boys
Fantasy
later.
Gods on Sunday.
Yep, Fantasy Gods on Sunday starting at 10:30. We'll see you boys later. Peace.
See ya.